In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a butter cake. It's so buttery, it tastes so good, and it's a must try, no fail recipe for this beautiful season, for this beautiful festive period. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite baby girl, Patty G's Cakes, always coming back with interesting content. How are you all doing? How is the Christmas preparations coming on for you? What are you up to all this time? As for me, I'm here, ready to share you this great tip. Stay tuned till the end. See you. These are the ingredients I will be using for the butter cake. These are all the ingredients. Very easy going, most likely already in your pantry. But before we jump into baking this butter cake, let's go back to what we did last weekend. I showed you how to make the most amazing coconut Danish butter cookies. You don't want to miss this. After watching today's video, please go back to last week's video to watch how I made this cake. It tasted so good. I made it for my sister-in-law's baby shower and everyone loved it. Everyone wanted to order some more. Again, let's go back to today's episode. In a mixing bowl, I'll be putting in a cup of butter. This butter right here makes 2 cups. That's about 454 grams of butter. So I'll be using just half of that. So it was not really very soft, like room temperature. So I had to chop it in little bits to be able to make the mixing easier for me. So here we have 1 cup of butter and 1 cup of sugar. This is white granulated sugar. So I poured that in the mixing bowl as well, and I'm going to be mixing the butter and the sugar for about 8 minutes to make sure it gets really soft, fluffy, and nice. Just watch as I do this. Hello again, welcome back. I'm glad to have you here. If you're new on this channel, please, you're most welcome. Hit the subscribe button, you're going to love it right here. Turn on your notification bell such that when next I upload a video, you will be notified to watch. To all my returning subscribers, thanks so much for always coming back. You are the real MVP, and keep sharing the positive vibe. Keep sharing the video. I am so grateful. Remember, as you're mixing, you always have to stop to scrape the sides to make sure everything gets incorporated. You don't want to be having some funny lumps. So that is the final result after mixing for about 8 minutes. It's cloudy, it's soft, it's a perfect mixture. But I will just mix for a little bit before I will stop mixing and start adding the rest of the ingredients. So I will be adding the eggs. I'll be using 4 eggs in this video. I'll be adding the eggs one at a time, and each time I put in an egg, I mix for a little bit. I was very certain the eggs were good. That's why I just cracked it open right over the top of the batter. But it's always advisable to crack your eggs outside or separate to make sure you don't mix the bad eggs with the good ones, and that way it spoils your batter. At that point in time, the batter is of no use. So always make sure you're 100% confident that your eggs are good before you do what I'm doing right now. So remember, I use 4 eggs in this recipe. I'm going to be sharing the recipe in the description box, so watch out for that. So in the bowl that contained the flour, I put in a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking soda. So that constituted my dry ingredients, and I set that aside. Now in another bowl, I measured a cup of milk to make my buttermilk. So to get a buttermilk, you just need a regular milk, like a cup of whole milk, and a teaspoon of vinegar. So I added a teaspoon of vinegar to the milk to make my buttermilk. I also set that aside. Now I continue to mix. In the mixing bowl, I added a teaspoon of maple flavor and a teaspoon of vanilla. The maple flavor tops up the vanilla flavor and gives a buttery kind of taste. So I'm fine with the mixture. I will be alternating the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients, and I'll continue to mix. And when mixing, don't forget to stop to scrape the sides. Just watch as I do this. It's quite easy and straightforward, and I'm pretty sure you have these ingredients at home, so you can always jump in the kitchen, make something real quick for yourself or for the kids. The kids absolutely love this cake. Yep, I poured in the last batch of flour with the rest of the dry ingredients as well as the wet ingredients. And I mixed for a little bit more. Don't forget to stop to scrape the sides. I can't emphasize enough on this. It's very important, or else you find yourself having batter below that has not been well mixed, and it creates unnecessary problems in your baking. So I had some butterscotch chips. So again, it's a butter cake. Why not put something to up to the taste to make it taste so good? So I had a little bit, I just poured it there. If you don't have butterscotch chips, that's fine. You can pass on that. It's not a must. So I will be using a 6-inch bond pan and a regular 8-inch baking pan. So I'm pouring in the batter in the cake pans. Continue to watch. If you've watched to this point, I am so grateful. I'm really happy that you chose to stay to watch this cake with me, to learn how to bake with me. Please continue to watch, and don't forget to comment in the comment section what you think about the cake, how you're feeling this Christmas period, what are you up to. Just say something. Let's get engaged. Let's keep the comment section funky. So I'm done pouring in the batter. I'm just smoothing everything to make sure everything looks nice and clean. Same with the batter in the bond pan. I just smoothing everything, making sure it looks nice and clean. After doing this, I'll be putting this in the oven and I'll let it bake for about 50 minutes to an hour, or when a toothpick inserted inside the cake comes out dry. At this point in time, I've already set my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, so it was already set at that level, so I was good to go to put in the oven. So this is the cake almost baked in the oven. And this is the cake out of the oven, looking all glazed and nice. So to make the butter cake really taste really buttery, you have to add the butter glaze. So for the butter glaze, I've put in the recipe or the ingredients at the side. It's right at the side, and I'm going to be adding it in the description box. Once that is done, all you need to do is to put the glaze on the cake, and you're good to go. So continue to watch as I do this. This is just a matter of using 5 teaspoons of butter, a half cup of water, a half cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So you just put all of this in a small bowl and you keep stirring. Once it starts getting a little bit thick, You turn it off, you add your vanilla extract, and you're good to go. You pour it over your cake to make it taste good, to make the glaze, make the cake look nice. So yeah, I was done with my glaze and I'm ready to dig in. I want to show you the results. All nice looking, kind of soaked in the glaze, and tastes extremely good. Look at that. Look at that. So nice, right? Again, life can get bitter. Do remember to eat cake to make it sweet. Until next time, bye.